afternoon. Coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee in my coffee with Ginno cup here. Today I'm having a Nescafe Vanilla Latte is what it's called. My good friend Dean in the Outback in Australia, he sent me this all the way from Australia. His partner Thelma, she came here to Numancia, Aklan. We actually met her at the 7-Eleven where I get my French vanilla brewed coffee, and she gave me a bunch of these from my good friend Dean. So I still have a few. I gotta start drinking them. That's why I'm going through them now. Yesterday I had the Nescafe Mocha. Today I'm having the Nescafe Vanilla Latte. Bill Meyer. Good morning, Bill Meyer. 11 below zero. Whoa, man, that is cold, Bill. My friend David, he's in Canada, and he sent me photos. He sent me video actually this morning. I was just greeting him an early Christmas greeting, because everybody starts getting busy this time of the year. So my close friends, I'm starting to message them, hey, Merry Christmas, before everybody gets busy, and I might get busy too. So I do not want to miss greeting my good friends Merry Christmas before the holidays really start kicking in here, especially here in the Philippines. We're really busy with the holidays here now. Calibo, every time I drive in Calibo now, man, it's like there's congestion. I think a lot of it is like Calibo is the main town here in the province of Aklan. So I don't think it's just Calibo residents shopping in Calibo right now. There's 17 municipalities here in Aklan province. So I'm sure the other 16 municipalities, they're going to Calibo right now shopping, Christmas shopping at City Mall Calibo, Grand Gaisano Mall, and then the Old Gaisano Capital Mall. Very busy. Like the main road at Rojas Boulevard, crowded. Even McDonald's, even Jollibee, anywhere I go in Calibo right now, it's like crowded. It's that Christmas last minute shopping. I'm just glad that we're done with our shopping. We just go to Calibo because we still eat out. We like to eat out still. And then, little bit of grocery. And it is a longer wait at the groceries when we go to the grocery. We try to time it during the weekday, but now everybody's on vacation now. Everybody's on a Christmas break here. The kids are all off from school. So, it's just busy everywhere. So that's why I'm trying to get my greetings out, trying to get it all done before the 25th here, before Christmas Day. Aloha from rainy Hawaii. Hey, Derek. Aloha, brother. Man, it is rainy here too in Aklan. It's been raining all night, pouring, man. I could hear it from we have a metal roof. All the roofs here pretty much are metal. So our bedroom's on the second floor. So even though we have like an attic area, you can still hear that rain from strong rain too. I'm looking at the Windy app. I checked it this morning. There is no weather. There's nothing like storms, no typhoons of any kind headed towards the Philippines right now. So we might be clear for Christmas week and hopefully till New Year's. We might have had our last typhoon. Hopefully I don't jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. But looks like we don't have any more typhoons for the rest of the year. But we're having all these weather because it just says here the easterlies, northwest monsoon. So just typical. We are still considered in the wet season here in the Philippines. From July to December, it's wet season here. So we get rain from July to December here. Like I said, we can even get hit by a typhoon all the way to like Christmas Day, all the way to the last day of December. But so far, nothing, no typhoons of any kind. but pretty much the whole Philippines, from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, Metro Manila, everywhere in the Philippines right now, it says cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. And today, going to be a rainy day today. I actually walked this morning already. I had my umbrella and I did my morning walk in the subdivision, and it was light rain this morning. No sun here. That's why you can tell it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark in my living room, the first floor here of our house. Hey, Huz. All right, JK. JP, hello, JP. Good morning, JP. Only a few days now, JP. I can't wait, brother. Can't wait to pick you up at the Boracay Airport. JP, all right. Hello, Bill M, Derek, JK Watts. Kumusta, Lowell? Kumusta? Mabuti ako, Lowell from Oregon. Mabuhay. God bless, my brother. I do not know what that is. when I don't know the item, I just don't read it. Arthur, because I don't want to read something offensive. You know, there's people sometimes that try to trick me on reading something offensive. So if I don't know what it is, I just don't read it. Lowell, don't think that I'm ignoring your comment, Arthur. Lowell, hello, GP. All right, super busy packing day today. Co-workers are coming by in about an hour. I'm going to leave the live. All right, no worries, JP. Take care of business, man. That's what it's all about, man. You're down to your last few days in America, man. Mr. Grunak, she's right. All right, JP. Hello, Lowell. Sam, all right, Sam. All right, I don't know much about Hindu and all that. I'm not Bangladesh. I don't know what's going on in Bangladesh, my friend. Said hi, Minnie Mauser. All right, Minnie Mauser. Hello from San Francisco, California. Kamusta kanouna sa Makato? All right, you're from Makato. All right. Right next door to Numancia, our neighbor, next town from here in Numancia. Makato's nice. I mean, we go there. We go Loola's Fish Farm. We go fishing there. Dazzle and Mom, they love fishing at Loola's Fish Farm. You got Wilcon Depot, gigantic, like a Home Depot type. The biggest in Aklan, like the biggest warehouse or the biggest hardware store in Aklan province in Makato. They also have that Olympic-sized swimming pool, sports complex, a track. Love going to Makato. Makato is a nice little town here in Aklan. Kartik. Oh, I don't do politics here, Kartik. No politics zone, no religion zone here on my channel. You know, it's like I just like it to keep it simple, no drama, no stress. That's why I don't talk politics at all here. Stephanie, hello. Oh, that one looks like Russian. I can't read Russian. And hello, Stephanie. All right. Alric, I just want to ask you personally, what thing I regret in your life? Really don't have any regrets in my life, man, because I've been blessed, man. I was able to retire here in the Philippines when I was 45 years old. I have a pension from the United States. I'm United States Air Force retired. I'm United States Air Force retired, and been living well here the last 15 years on my pension. So really no regrets. Thankful for my life. Each day I live, I'm just grateful. I'm alive. I'm able to enjoy retirement here. No stress. Just living the dream. Actually, I feel like I'm living like what everybody wants in retirement. Just to enjoy a peaceful life in retirement. And I think that's what most people want to experience. Hello, my name is Jaya. All right, that's a unique name. Unique name there. I ordered a Hero 13 Black yesterday. All right, that's what I got. That's what I got, man. All right. I know it's. I've been using it now for over a year, JP. So it's a good. I don't have any problem. I didn't want to like switch to the DJI. I know the GoPro is on the downhill. You know, people like going to the DJI, but I didn't want to learn a new camera. And for me, you know, I'm kind of like one of those guys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and I'm used to like using the GoPro. I've had it for over a year now. Works fine. Works fine. I'm able to make videos. None of that movement on the videos. That was my main concern. Where are you, mate? Oh, I'm in the Philippines. I'm here in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Aklan province is where I'm from, mate. I didn't want to figure out the 360 camera either. Maybe, I know, that's what I figure. The next time, if this GoPro ever poops out on me, I'll probably switch to the DJI because that's what most people are using now. Good AM, Ginno and the Panay Posse from my good friend in Bacoor, Cavite. Fortune, my brother from another. Hello, Fortune. Hello, Fortune. Nice country. Yes, it is. I mean, a lot of foreigners, you know, that's why I do YouTube. You know, I help foreigners coming from everywhere, you know, to hopefully pick the Philippines as a retirement destination. Communicate with a lot of people. You know, it's like trying to explain to them what they're gonna run into if they decide to pick the Philippines as their retirement place. I think even to this day, the Philippines is a great choice especially if you're on a budget. You know, especially if you're not gonna get a big pension or a big Social Security from America. You don't have a lot of money saved up. You know, things happen. You know, it's like not everybody at retirement age got a load of money. You know, a lot divorce happens in the USA. You know, it's like things happen that, you know, you get to retirement age, you get to Social Security where you don't have a lot of money. Philippines is still a good option for that, in my opinion. You know, it's like that's why many people contact me. Many people understand that with the limited budget, you know, they can retire here in the Philippines. The average Social Security right now in America, when you get it at, you know, when you get Social Security age, is about $1,700 to $1,800 a month. And a lot of Americans are finding out, unfortunately, with that amount, it's a struggle to live in the United States anymore. With $1,800 a month, it's a struggle to live in America with that money, if that's the only money that you're getting every month to live on. Whereas if you take that $1,800 here in the Philippines, you can have a pretty good life here in the Philippines. Rent is cheaper here. Cost of living is cheaper here. As long as you're not one of those people that want to live the high life, you know, you want to live like in BGC in Manila. You want a nice condo, you know, cars, nice homes. 1,800 is not going to be enough either here in the Philippines. But if you're looking for like a simple life, a quiet life in the provinces here in the Philippines, many people live here on way less than $1,800 a month. Good morning, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune from Lowell. Good AM, Bill, Derek, JP, and Lowell. All right. You are a very nice person. Hello from Russia. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I take that to heart. It's important to me to help people. That's kind of like my goal in YouTube. It's not about views for me. It's not about subscribers for me. I like to get a personal connection with people. My WhatsApp, my Messenger, my email, they're all packed with like people constantly communicating with me, constantly asking me, hey, and I don't even mind when I even get messages from people that say, hey, I'm not retirement age yet, I'm 5 years away, but I'm thinking about the Philippines. I get that all the time, and I do not mind that at all, because for me, I just like doing it. I like to help people. Fortune, 5 days to go Christmas, 9 days to go for JP. I know. Derek, you should get the Blue Yeti Apex 300, not too big. The next time, when I upgrade from this once this Blue Yeti craps out on me, Derek, I'm gonna upgrade for sure. So probably a bigger Blue Yeti, but it's worked fine for me, man. It's like it hasn't been like power outages to me. They're just part of life here in the Philippines. We get them. There's not a place here in the Philippines where maybe BGC, maybe if you live in the BGC, because they got generators and all that. Maybe if you live in a condo with constant generator. When we were living in Iloilo City during my treatments for 4 months, the apartment we stayed had a generator, so we never lost power. So, but pretty much in the province, if you select a province, Aklan province, you're gonna have power outage here. It's a way of life. To me, you just adjust to it. It's not a big thing. It's like Boracay, even the #1 tourist destination in the Philippines. They got problem with power outages. They get consecutive days where they don't have power because they have issue transferring the electricity from mainland Aklan to Boracay Island. They don't have a power plant in Boracay Island, so they have to like run the cables underwater, and it always gets damaged, unfortunately, because you get strong waves, strong currents, so those things, the infrastructure is not just there for Boracay. I think they have a fixed plan in next year, 2026. So, but it could be a while till they fix that. Fortune, like and subscribe. Thank you, Fortune. Lowell, do you subscribe to a monthly cellular plan, or do you I just buy a load. Man. If the monthly cellular plan here in the Philippines, you can get them from Smart or Globe. Usually they'll even give you a new phone, a smartphone or an iPhone even. But you have to pay monthly, and it can get expensive. I mean, for people like Fortune, it probably makes sense because he works. He can probably file it on his business, on his work plan, and he gets a new phone and he uses it. I don't use phone too much here. It's just Dazzle and I that pretty much text each other. I pretty much use Wi-Fi, that's why I communicate with a lot of people on WhatsApp. WhatsApp, I have a WhatsApp number. Like for you, Lowell, you contact me in my WhatsApp number. About how much data does someone need per month on average? On average, like for data, Dazzle and I, both of us, her phone and my phone, we spend about $10. We spend about, I would say, about 550 to 600 pesos. That's including data, texting, and everything. That's why, to me, it's cheap. Too cheap to just buy a load. Unless you really want a nice phone. It's like our phone. My phone here is the iPhone 10. It's a hand-me-down from my friend in Hawaii. He just gave me this phone. Kyle, good morning, Ginno. Good morning, Kyle. Lowell, you can get a low call plan, but get better internet installed in your place. Then you can do Viber. You can get free calls. Yeah, that's what I have. I use WhatsApp and Messenger pretty much. I think I used to use Viber, but I don't use it anymore. Most of my friends, most of the people that contact me are in the US or Canada, and they use WhatsApp. That's why I ended up using WhatsApp and then Messenger. Good morning, hey Lawrence, good morning from Chile, Baguio. All right, man. Good vacation there, Lawrence. That's perfect time to go to Baguio. This is the coldest it will get in Baguio. It's December. We love your podcast. All right, thank you, Lawrence. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Enjoy Baguio, man. I know you're enjoying coffee there, man. I love sitting in a cafe in Baguio, drinking my coffee. Amazing view, like mountain views. I even I'll watch my video I made there once in a while just to remind me of Baguio. We'll eventually go back to Baguio one of these days. I've taken Dazzle twice to Baguio City, so I'm sure a third will be once he starts flying again. Once the Dazzle wants to fly again, we're good. Are you planning on getting Starlink there? No, I do not plan on getting Starlink. Starlink is good here in the Philippines, Derek. If you live where we have Calibo cable, we're close enough to Calibo. I have fiber optic. This is a gated community, so Calibo cable makes sure all the houses here have fiber optic cable. So that's one thing. That's another thing. That's an advantage when you live in a gated community. It's already set up for like Calibo cable. I don't have cable TV. I don't pay for cable TV. All I have is internet, and my internet costs me 1,399 pesos, so $24 a month for 100 Mbps, and it's more than what I need. I can do live streams, I upload videos, we watch Netflix, we watch NBA League Pass. So that's what we have for entertainment. Our entertainment for our house, basically, we pay internet 24 bucks, we pay NBA League Pass about $9 a month, and Netflix about another $9. So all in all, our entertainment, internet, everything is like maybe $45. You know, it's like that's why we budget really well. I'm pretty good at like budgeting. Yeah. Who's your favorite boxer? My favorite boxer always will be the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Will always be he was my childhood hero. I love watching Muhammad Ali. I grew up in the 70s, so that was like Thrilla in Manila, during the peak of Muhammad Ali. So he's my favorite boxer of all time. I just like the swagger. I like the swagger of Muhammad Ali. I like the way he talk. He talk a lot of smack. He almost kind of like he started that. Talking. Probably the wrestlers probably copied Ali because he's always gonna be the best for me. The best boxer for me is Muhammad Ali. I upgraded my almost 30-year plan with Smart. Ooh, 30-year. Wow. For another year. I pay now $2,000 monthly, and they gave me a new. I know, right? They give you a new phone, man. That's my fortune. It's like me in a new phone's not a big deal for me. Like this phone right here, I'm using. I think my friend gave me this like 3 or 4 years ago, and it still works. So to me, it's like not a big thing. 10-day count, 10-day coming. All right, Josh. Do you both citizenship? Yes, I am. I'm a United States citizen. I got naturalized in Los Angeles, California in 1987. Then I went back here to the Philippines when I was 45, 2011, and I applied for Philippine citizenship. So I'm dual citizen. I'm a citizen of the United States and I'm a citizen of the Philippines. It will be many people going to Baguio. I know, I'm sure they're there already, right? Fortune Baguio is like December in Baguio is probably the coldest it's gonna get in Baguio, and that's what people like going to Baguio City. What they want to feel that cold weather. They actually wear sweaters. They actually wear jackets even in Baguio. Beanie hats, they were beanie caps, Did the movie Aurora? Movie Aurora. I haven't. Let me check that out, man. Let me take a picture of that. I'm always looking for movies. Right now, Dazzle and I'm a big fan of Homeland. Claire Danes, and there's a series now we're watching, Dazzle and I. The guy from the movie The American, and then Claire Danes. It's kind of like a suspense. We just started it. I think we're in episode 3, but it's good on Netflix. But I'll check out that Aurora. I love Netflix, man. That's kind of like the thing that Dazzle and I do now. It's like Scuba Dude. Hey, Scuba Steve. Good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. Derek. Thrilla, yeah, Thrilla in Manila, right? I mean, it's like the Ali Mall. They built Ali Mall in Cubao because of the Thrilla in Manila. Number 14, scuba. All right. All right. But that's my plan because of work. Yeah, I know because Fortune uses a phone for work. For me, I don't really use my phone that much. You know, the only time I really need a phone with the text is when Dazzle and I get split up in Calibo. If she's shopping, I'm usually sitting by the food court cafe or something, and I just like wait till Dazzle texts me and say, "Hey, babe, pick me up, pick me up." Peanut here. Oh, Peanut Butter Travels. Thank you. Thank you, Peanut Butter Travels. Hey, Fortune. Good morning. How old were you when first arrived in the USA? I was 12. I was 12 years old. Born and raised in Manila. Tondo, Manila is where I was born, and moved to the United States when I was 12. Retired back here in the Philippines when I was 45. Gustavo Fring. I know, man. I decide what he deserves. No one else. Gustavo Fring, baby, from Breaking Better Call Saul. Did you watch? Oh yeah, man, I'm a big Breaking Bad fan. Even Better Call Saul, even what's that? El Camino. I watched all of that, man, several times. Big fan of Gustavo Fring. Daniel, hey, to all my posse bros. All right, all right. Good morning, my brother in Jacksonville, Florida. Good AM, PBT and Daniel. I watched an older movie for the first time called Greenland. I like it. Ooh, all right. Let me check that. I don't think I watched that movie either, man. I don't think I've watched. I'm always looking for movies to watch, and I'm always looking for series and movies to watch. And all right, I got to the bottom. So man, you are the best. All right, thank you, Cookies. Thank you, Cookies. Appreciate that. I always try to do a topic on my live stream. I don't want to just like, but feel free to ask me any questions. Feel free to ask me. I always answer as best as I can. But I always get messages from people. Like I said, like people wanted to come to the Philippines, retire in the Philippines. They just want to test it out. They want to get an idea. Let me just pull this up here. Maybe I can read it here better. Maybe, hold on. I got my laptop in here too. That way, well, I guess I better. I'll read it through my phone. I got this. I've been communicating with this individual. His thing was he's about my age. He says about my age. So he's about ready to collect Social Security. His Social Security would be, he said, around $2,200 a month. That's a pretty good Social Security, man. So he's asking me, would that be enough here in the Philippines? My opinion, that is more than enough here. You know, if you have $2,200 a month, you can live a good life here in the Philippines. You not BGC lifestyle. Don't get, not expensive. No condo living in the big city. But if you select a provincial area here in the Philippines, you can have a good life with that money. He's married. His wife is 20 plus years younger. Very common here in the Philippines. My wife Dazzle, I'm 29 years older than Dazzle. So very common, that dynamic happens here. Not a big thing. Age gap, I talked it yesterday, not a big thing here in the Philippines. Very common here for older expat, older foreigner with a pension coming here to the Philippines, marrying somebody 20, 30, 40 years younger. Not a big thing here. Well accepted here in the Philippines. Virgin River. All right, Derek, Virgin River. Another one. And then he says here, his wife of 20 plus years younger wants a baby. So that's another before when you meet a Filipina, you're an older gentleman, you're going to be dating a younger Filipina here. That is a conversation that you have to make with do with your Filipina, because chances are, if it's a younger Filipina, she wants a baby, she wants a kid. So he was just worried because all he's going to be bringing in is $2,200 a month. And he's concerned about, hey, with a wife, a new wife, and now she wants a baby, it's like, would he be able to afford that here? And I think he can, like I said, in my opinion, he can. The other thing, when I start talking to him, I mentioned to him, because a lot of people don't know this about the Philippines and Social Security. Social Security in America. If you're eligible for Social Security, you're collecting Social Security. A lot of people, I'm surprised they don't know this. And I've done a video about it. I have a video on one of my playlists. I think my retirement playlist in the Philippines. That's why here in the Philippines, you see a lot of older men here having babies, with their younger Filipinas. And because financially, it is not a burden. A lot of people think, well, I don't really want that burden to have a kid. I want to raise it. I'm done with having kids and all that. But of course, if you marry a younger Filipina, the younger Filipina, more likely want to have kids. And it's not a financial burden, because if you have a baby, if you're collecting Social Security here and you have a child, even one child, that child is eligible for 60% of your Social Security. Meaning, like this gentleman here, he's going to collect $2,200 a month on Social Security, right? If he has a baby, all he has to do, take that baby to the embassy, prove that he's the father. They'll probably do a DNA test, bring the wife, bring the baby, bring the father. You don't even need to be married to the Filipina, because that's your kid. If you're in the birth certificate, that's your kid. That kid is an American citizen. And all you have to do is register that kid, that baby, at the U.S. Embassy, at the Social Security Department. Get the passport, get the U.S. passport, a child born abroad, a U.S. citizen born abroad. And that child, the minute that child is born, is eligible for 60% of your Social Security. So the gentleman that was $2,200 is his pension, is gonna get added $1,300 for that baby. So his pension automatically goes up from $2,200 to $3,500 a month. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. And that kid is gonna get that all the way to 18 years old. Will get that money. And in the event that the older American dies, before the kid reaches 18, you're older, 60s, 70, you might pass away, that the benefit for that child jumps from 60% to 75%. So your kids can, you're not going to be worried about your kid not being taken care of. Your kid is going to be taken care of. If your kid, for 60%, let's say it's $1,300 a month, that jumps to, if you die, to like $1,600 a month. In the Philippines, that is way more than what the Filipina can make. That's why that's why I think a lot of older Americans, when they're here, that's why a lot of them don't mind having children here, because that's one kid, you get 60% of your Social Security. If you get two kids, you get another 60%. It's not 60%, each kid. So for him, if he's collecting $2,200, if he has two kids, those two kids will actually earn him $2,600 a month, more than his Social Security. So I know people, people are surprised sometimes. They go, why would you have a kid? You're already, Social Security. In America, you will never hear that. Hardly. Maybe an actor in America, or somebody like Michael Douglas or somebody like that will have a baby at age 70. But here it happens all the time. Even I know there was a vlogger. I'm not gonna mention his name. I don't want to like call that. You know, he this vlogger in Dumaguete. He had passed away. You know, he was in his 70s. He had a child with a Filipina here, but at least you know he passed away in his 70s. But the child that you know gets 75% of his Social Security until the child becomes 18. Kind of almost acts like a life insurance almost for the child, also for the mom, because the mom will be getting the money. The Filipino will get the money because she's the, you know, like the parent, the guardian of that child. So at least, you know, even though he passed away, his child and his wife, they're going to be well off here in the Philippines. You know, if they're collecting over $1,600 a month here, for a Filipina, you know, it's like that's hard. That's a big income here. Not many Filipinas here in the Philippines will earn that income. Hello, Fort JP from Daniel. Do watch Leia and Blair blog. I think I've seen that, Derek. I've seen their blog. Are they the one that do the like finding people, finding, you know, expats that left kids here in the Philippines, reuniting them? I think that's the channel. Maybe not. But you know, I see so many vlogs here in the Philippines. They go on my feeds, and if it's interesting, I will watch them. I am back. Neighbors stopped by to pick up TV. Smoker, gas. Ooh, smoker, man. That's what I want. I want one of those smokers, JP. Hello, Daniel. TSALN. What advice recommend for 49 to 52 year husband wife wanting to retire in the Philippines? What do you need to have at least financially? We are not yet eligible for Social Security or Medicare. Both Filipino. All right, both Filipino. All right, that's tricky now. That's tricky because for me, I always tell people it's best when you have some type of pension, some type of income coming from the United States. Even like I know people here that they had paid off their home in the United States. Now they're renting their home in the United States, and they're using that money to live here in the Philippines. If you're 49 to 52 Filipina, you know, Philippine American couple, I know many. Emilio was just here in Calibo, and I was talking. He's single though, but for a couple, that will still be tight, man. You know, financially, just because you know you don't have that steady income coming. You know, you're basically gonna live off your savings, right? And to me, that's tricky. That's tricky to be living on your savings because an illness or something like that, you're not Medicare age. If you can keep your medical insurance from the U.S. somehow, you know, that might work. But the problem with your age, that, you know, is a big medical event that hits you, and you that would cost you money here. I mean, I guess it depends how much money do you have saved, but man, that's a lot of years still. 52 to 62 will be the earliest you can get your Social Security. That's, you know, I'm gonna be 62 in a couple of years here, so I'm waiting for that second pension here. But that, you know, man, that's tricky, man. That's tricky to do. If you want to contact me directly, that way I can discuss, I can guide you to it. On all my videos, if you look at the description, my messenger, my WhatsApp, my email is there. I would be happy to I'll be happy to do a person-to-person call, to a video call. Like after this live stream, I have a video call with Mark. He's another, I think he's Filipino because he talked a little bit Tagalog to me, but sometimes I don't know until I actually have a video call. And I don't charge. I don't do this for money. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. This has become kind of like my purpose or something. This kind of be like my mission to help people. I just want to help people find a life here in the Philippines, because I do think there's a good life here in the Philippines, especially for the people like me that are on a budget retirement. People always will say to people, oh, it's like, why would you live in a third world country or developing country? It's like, that's not a way to live. That's not a way to retire. It's like, I got to have this. I got to have my big house, my cars, all that. Me, I found a good life here. And if you watch my videos, you can see I found a simple life here, very relaxing life, very stress-free life. I did my morning walk already. Later, I'm having my coffee with you guys. Later on when Dazzle and Mom wakes up, I don't know what the plan is, but I love that. I love that the way that each day is like a surprise still for me. Like yesterday, I cooked kare-kare yesterday because I'm kind of like the cook in the house. It's like Dazzle cooks, Mom cooks, but they like my cooking. It's like I'm pretty good at cooking. So today, if they're still sleeping, they like to sleep in because they like to watch Korean drama. And last night, I think they were watching like a Korean cooking show. It was like it's kind of like those Master Chef. It's like Master Chef Korea, but they had English. They were talking in English, but they were watching that last night when I went to bed. But contact me directly. TSALN. I might be able to at least give you ideas. I'm not gonna, I don't like giving advice directly with like little information. I want to really get to know you. That way I can give you good advice. Daniel, I tracked my SS earnings for over a decade. Yearly statements, all right? And it was about 15% lower than what stated for years. Oh, okay. Me, I once a year, Daniel, I think I get a statement, but I'm gonna be happy with whatever I get. To me, Social Security at this point is just a blessing. It'll be another pension for me. It'll be extra money that I don't have. Any money I can get from Social Security, I'll be happy. I know it's a blessing, no matter how much it is. It's like, but it's a pretty good amount. I'm happy that when I collect my Social Security, I'll just be happy to reach that age where I can collect. It's like many people don't even reach 62 or 65 or 67. Just to be able to collect after donating money to Social Security for so many years. It'd just be nice to like see that one check. Get that first check from Social Security. I'd just be happy to do that. Yeah. God bless America, man. For me, I will always be grateful for America. I would not have the life that I have now, retired here in the Philippines, just enjoying my life without America. America gave me an opportunity. For me, it was the land of opportunity. It's a blessing, man. It's like if I had stayed here in the Philippines, I'd know. I would still be working right now. I would be 59 years old still working. There's really no. They have a Social Security here, but not like the Social Security at all in the United States, where you get a monthly income. Here very low. Filipinos get very low Social Security. So I know I am blessed. I am blessed that my mom was able to take me to the United States. I was blessed that I served 20 years in the United States Air Force, and I got a pension from the United States Air Force. Nothing but blessing, nothing but great things. Like I said before, if I have to defend America again, if China acts up, hey, I'm there, man. I'll answer the bell. I'll answer the call of the military again. I think I still got some left in me. I think I still got some left in me. Belu, say good morning, my brother in Leyte. Good morning, my farmer brother in Leyte. The coconut farmer, the rice farmer in Leyte. Check out his channel. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of shorts on his channel, Belu's Traveler. He's not doing long form video, but the shorts that he does, he puts music on it. People harvesting the coconut, climbing the coconut tree, removing the pulp from the coconut, tilling the soil for the rice. Derek, yes, Derek, all right. Said hi. Sinag. Daniel, great news about extra 60% on my Social Security. I know, right? I know people wonder. It surprised me that people didn't know that. That's why I wanted to like get that information out. You do, you know, if you're collecting like me, if I collected Social Security at 62 and I decide to have a kid, I'm gonna get 60% more of my Social Security. So if I'm getting 2,200 a month Social Security, I will get another extra 1,300 a month. That's why people are having kids here. And here in the Philippines, it's widely accepted. It's not a big deal. Like, I know in the US, that would be kind of like, you know, what's grandpa doing? What's grandpa doing having a kid at Social Security age? You know, they'll be going like, what's wrong with him? You know, here in the Philippines, you know, it's, you know, it financially it makes sense, you know, for the people that have kids later on with their, and plus it's their life, you know. It's like whose business is it in anyway, right? You know, it's like you live the life that you want. What makes you happy. And if your Filipina is wanting a baby and you're like a senior citizen already, why not? Why not, man? JP, hello, Master Farmer Belus. Master Farmer, he is. He's the Master Farmer. We got Master Yoda now. We got Master Farmer. Master Farmer. JP, Daniel, are you planning on having a kid in the Philippines? Good AM, Master Belus. Go have kids. Mike W has 3. There you go. I mean, you know, like I said, here in the Philippines, it's like it's accepted here. As a matter, each kid here, no matter how the kid is born, out of a wedlock, single mom, it doesn't matter. A kid here in the Philippines, and Fortune will tell you this, everybody views a kid here as a blessing. It's not viewed as like a burden, you know. A lot of times in America now, you know, they view kids as a burden. You know, that's why there's a drop, right, in the population. All these developing countries, they don't want kids. You know, they can't afford kids, and I can't blame them because it's so expensive. Daycare is so expensive. When the kid gets sick, insurance, medical insurance for the kid. Here in the Philippines, a kid is always viewed as a blessing. Everybody's always happy. When they see a baby here, everybody's, oh, baby, you know. Everybody always gets excited with a baby here. Got to find me one of those short bus girls. You're funny, Daniel. TSALN. Yes, it is tricky. I see people same age, they vlog a side hustle, but I'm not that or can't do that. It is a struggle. Yeah, you know, to me, you know, that's why, you know, I'm not, you know, my advice is my honest advice. I don't try to trick people. Hey, come to the Philippines. This is the best country. I don't do that. You know, it's like I try to like analyze each individual situation and make my recommendation. At the end of the day, it's still you that's just going to decide whether to come to the Philippines or not. But for me, you know, both your wife and yourself, if you're 49, 52, without any pension, just by that in my head, I don't care how much money you save, I wouldn't do it. I would wait until I have that pension at 62, have a steady income. I mean, if you get closer to 62, maybe like at 60, when you only have 2 years left, maybe you can finance your last 2 years with your savings. I have seen that. My friend Robbie, same age as I am, you know, he's been here now 2 years. So he figured he had enough savings, he had enough 401k that the last 4 years before he collects Social Security, he was gonna fund it himself. And he's been successful. Thank goodness he's been successful. He's been happy here. He met a nice Filipina here, Jonalyn. So he's engaged, he's getting married here in 2026. And soon, you know, in a couple of years, he'll get his Social Security. But man, that 52 to 60, that 10 years, that's a big gap. That's a big gap to like be funding on your own. I would stick it out in the US, man. I know it's tough to stick it out in the US. I know it's like hard, you know, paying all the bills all the time, the stress. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, you really need that pension, I think. You really need that pension. Belus, morning JP, Fortune and all right. Ted from Bohol, hey Ted, good morning Ginno and all. Ginno, if your Filipina came to the US and became citizen, not only your child 60%, your wife, yes, your wife would get 60%, but we're talking about a younger Filipina. I know what you're saying, Ted, but that most expats that get married here marry a younger Filipina. Most of the guys that come here single. I know there's some that marry about the same age, but a lot of times it's the age gap relationship that what I see it. The Filipina is not going to be eligible for your 60% until the Filipina turns 60. And like for my wife's 30. My wife's 30. 30 years from now, how I'm 59, so that's like 80. I don't expect to be, and I've told Dazzle many times, when I'm gone, I do not have any, it's her life. I want her to be happy with her life once I'm gone. And I know as young as Dazzle still is, she's 30, she's gonna meet somebody else. And I do not have a problem with that. I'm just thankful that she's giving me a good life, our life together. We're happy together now. And I know Dazzle's gonna struggle anyway when she loses me, because we love each other. We're kind of like we're a ride or die. We're like always together. We're always doing things together. But Dazzle would be a great catch once I'm gone. She's gonna meet somebody else. She's gonna be a great catch for somebody. I mean, you've seen how nice Dazzle is. She's not gonna have a problem meeting someone, and then she's gonna have money. It's not like she's gonna be destitute when I'm gone. She's gonna have everything that I own. She's gonna own it, and I have a big life insurance, and she's the sole beneficiary. So. She's not gonna need anybody. Actually, in my mind, that's why I told that, and she knows that. She knows that. I've made sure that when I'm gone, she will have a good life. But I know what you're saying, Ted. Like the wife is eligible for 60% also, but the wife has to be 60, and then the wife of the United States citizen have to live in the U.S. for 5 years. It's not automatic. If your Filipina never made it to the United States, she's not eligible for your Social Security at age 60. She has to live in the United States for 5 years. It doesn't have to be consecutive. Over time, she has to at least live. And that doesn't apply for, it applies for Filipinos. One of the countries is, there's other countries that the United States doesn't have that requirement. But also, if I die and Dazzle, she'll get, everything that I own, she's going to be wealthy. She's going to have money. She is also eligible for what's called a survival spouse visa. She can actually go to the United States if she wanted to, because she has 2 years from the time that I die. She has 2 years to apply for that visa to go to the United States, and she's got a good chance of getting that, because the embassy here, they know what her purpose is to go to the United States. It's a benefit. That's why it's called survivor benefit visa, because when she goes to the U.S., the American knows she's got property here. She's got money. She's not broke going to America, right? She just has to meet that 5 years. That way, she lives in the U.S. for 5 years. She can come back to the country here, and then when she turns 60, which is still a long way, like if I die now, that's just 30. It's still 30 years from. No telling if Social Security would be around 30 years from now. But there's many options. Social Security really is a great benefit for Americans, and also great benefit to our dependents. Daniel, I am very open to it, having 1 or 2 kids. Depends on the number of kids my wife has. Yeah, that's, and that's common. Like Daniel knows. Daniel's been doing this research. Many Filipinas here, are single moms. That's just a fact of life. There's so many Filipinas here, and a lot of the single moms, they're attracted more to a femme, to the foreigner, because they know they can have a better life for themselves, for their kids. And the foreigners, actually, they're just, they accept step kids or as their own kids. The Filipino culture is not in the same boat as far as that. There are Filipinos that will accept other men's kids, but it's not the same. What I've seen, because I'm a step kid. My dad, my stepfather, he even at 12, 13, as a teenager, he accepted me. I felt that he was my dad. I called him my dad. He called me I was his son. In the Philippines, there's still, there's that, it doesn't get to that level. There's always like, well, you're really not my kid, kind of thing. It's like, not all. I do not want to generalize, but for most of the time in the Philippines, it's a culture here. Even an adopted kid here in the Philippines, there's something, it's like you're adopted. The people, oh, he's just adopted. Oh, he's adopted. Kind of thing. Where in the U.S., adopted, step, don't matter. You're my kid. I gotta take care of you. I gotta support you. I gotta raise you. So TSALN. We are getting to the stage where we do not want a big house because it's harder to clean when we get old. Thank you for your advice. This is one of those good topics to talk about. It is a good topic to talk about. And to me, that's why we live in a 430 square foot house. There's 4 of us here. Me, my wife, Dazzle, Mom, and Leanna. On a 430 square foot home. Oh man, it's pouring outside. But it works for me as who needs a big house, right? It's a place for you to sleep, really. And then, like you said, it's harder to clean, harder to maintain, costs more when you have a big place. A lot easier. I have relatives in California. I have this one relative. They live in a big mansion looking house with a swimming pool, and it's just the husband and the wife. And I'm like, and then my cousin, she's always complaining about, I gotta clean this. I'm like, it's like, why don't you get a smaller place so you don't have to clean? You're like close to hitting 70 and you're worried about cleaning, keeping your house clean. And here in the Philippines, I told him, man, if you're here in the Philippines, if you own a big house like that, you can hire maids to clean it for you. You are truly brave. But Daniel, you are truly brave. From JB. Phil, what would happen if the U.S. puts a stop on dual citizenship? They have been talking about it. It's not a big deal. To me, Phil, I'm dual citizen, but if they put a stop on dual citizenship, I will just like renounce my Philippine citizenship. I do not have any benefit coming from the Philippines. The only benefit I have here living in the Philippines as a Philippine citizen is I do not have to leave the country. I can stay here forever without a need for a visa. That's the only thing. But if I have to renounce my my Philippine citizenship, I can just revert back to using my balikbayan privilege. Balikbayan privilege allows me to stay in the Philippines 1 year, no fee. I don't have to pay on the balikbayan privilege, not a single fee, I can stay here 1 year, exit the Philippines every year. Like I can go to Thailand for $200 round trip. I can go to Taiwan. I can go to Hong Kong. Hey, it's a vacation for me. I can fly there, come back, and my 1 year balikbayan privilege starts again. It's not a big thing. Not a big thing for me as far as I can still own land here if I wanted to. Not that I want to. Our house here, the land that we bought in Katigang, all on Dazzle's name. Because like for me, I'm at the age where why would I be concerned about owning land, owning property? I don't have, I'm at the 4th quarter of my life, and I understand that. I have it arranged to when I'm gone, Dazzle gets everything. Ron Navy, all right, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you on the live stream, brother. Good morning, bro. We got our NVC. Oh, congratulations. Ron Navy here has been trying to get his fiancée here in the Philippines, in Rojas City, over to the United States. Congratulations. Now she can schedule her interview, medical, biometrics now. We are so close. All right. Congratulations. That's a good Christmas gift. Good Christmas gift there. I know you're excited, brother. I'm happy for you guys. Charlie, hey, good morning, Charlie. My good friend in Boston, Belus, yes, a lot of people ditch USA as a bad thing, but for me, just being born, working there was a lifesaver. Yeah, to me, I know people are leaving America to retire, and to me, it makes sense. It makes sense as far as like leaving America to retire somewhere else, like to Mexico, Panama, Colombia, Southeast Asia, because your retirement pension, your Social Security is worth more when you leave worth more in another country. To me, it makes sense. But the United States is still the land of opportunity. I don't think that has changed. If you're young, if you're in your 20s or 30s, America is still the place to go where you can find your dream, make money, make all your money in the US. That's where you get paid well in the United States. Why do you think all the Filipinos here in the Philippines, they dream of going to America? Because they're young. When they're young, that's a chance for a better life. Leanna, it's like she's 12 years old. She already knows this. I'm pushing her to become a nurse because America is in her mind that she wants to get to America and work in America, but someday come back here to the Philippines. For medical and retirement, you'll never hear me say America. Exactly. Like for me, I would never badmouth America, man, because America gave me the life that I have now. I would not have the life that I'm sitting here in the Philippines 15 years now that I'm retired, doing nothing and just collecting a paycheck here, just enjoying my retirement and many more years, hopefully, that I could, and then another pension coming in with Social Security. I mean, not many countries in the world offers that, right? So to me, I know people badmouth America now, all the that's all just like politics. That's just all the news, America is still the best country in the world. It's like, I don't see many people wanting to migrate to China. I don't see many people wanting to migrate to Russia. It's like, to me, it's like, everybody still wants to come to America. America is still a land of the dream. Things can still happen. Good things can happen for you if you go to America. There's still opportunities to, you can go to America with your green card. If you get a green card, join the military, man. Serve in the American military, man. That will give you a good life in America. Good AM, Ted, Charlie, Emilio. Hey, Emilio, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Can I still claim my Social Security here? Or I have to go to the US if stop working and wait till, it doesn't matter, once you can stop working anytime, Emilio. If you put enough on Social Security, if you've done enough to you get that monthly statement, right? Or yearly statement for Social Security. It doesn't matter where you live in the world, and you do not have to go back to America to claim your Social Security. You can just, whatever place you are, Philippines being one, you just got to contact the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy's got a Social Security department. They actually do outreach here. The Social Security in the embassy, they go to Angeles City, they go to Subic, they go to Dumaguete, they go to Iloilo City. They do outreach for you to apply for your Social Security when it's time. It's not hard at all. It's a benefit that you work for more. I've been paying to Social Security since I was 15, right? It's like I had a job like at Taco Bell at 15. I joined the military at 17. All these years I've been paying through Social Security. So I've earned that benefit and you've earned that benefit. So it doesn't matter. People say, well, do I have to go to America to get my Social Security? You can actually, once I hit 62, I contact the U.S. Embassy in Manila. I can have my Social Security deposited in a Filipino bank. To direct to my ATM, I can get my Social Security direct deposited to a bank in the Philippines. Doesn't have to have any connections anymore in America. Ted, good AM, Fortune. Then Ginno, did you see that movie Midday? It's free on YouTube. Not yet, man. Right now, Dazzle and I just finished 8 seasons of Homeland. Now I'm watching Claire Danes has a new series. We started watching it yesterday. What's the title? It's like something beneath the beast beneath or something like that, man. Good morning, Kuya Ginno and chat. J-Boy, good morning, J-Boy. If you are divorced, you need original docs though. If you are divorced, you need original docs. Yeah, I'm sure if you're divorced, I'm sure people that are divorced, they always carry like their documents that they were divorced. That you would need that, if you even if you have to get married here in the Philippines, you have to get authorization at the embassy. You have to get a letter, affidavit, some kind of affidavit to marry a Filipina here in the Philippines. Good AM, J-Boy. Good AM. Ooh, man, it's raining hard. Let me close the window here. I'm getting wet. It's pouring rain, man. It's pouring rain out here, man. Gonna be a rainy day today. Nice and cool though, nice and cool. I'm not no worry about sweating though. I mentioned that because some expats do the K1 visa and get US citizenship and Social Security for their younger Filipina. My wife's 17 years younger than me, also gets the 60%, same as my daughter. Oh, I did not know that, man. The Social Security, younger Filipino, my wife's 17 years. That is new to me. Good thing that you share. I did not know that. I thought it was just the children. I'll have to do research, but I believe you if you're getting the money. If you're getting the money, Ted. I just haven't heard that before, that the wife also gets the money. But hey, if you're getting it, I wouldn't be arguing with you, man. I'll be happy. I'm happy for you that you're getting money for your younger Filipina wife. Maybe that's another incentive for Daniel now. Daniel, that's another incentive, man. If you marry a Filipina in your Social Security, she also gets 60%. That's new to me. I've always thought it was just the American citizen kids because they're American citizens. The Filipina would not be an American citizen. But hey, man, it's like, that's awesome. I can't wait. Call any of my kids stepchild if on roll carrying, it's all the way. Exactly. To me, I felt that, but see, that's a different mentality, Daniel. Filipinos here in the Philippines, they have that mentality. Like, that's why a lot of Filipinas with kids already, they're not attractive to like Filipino men here because the Filipino men don't want to shoulder the responsibility of raising another man's kids. It's not the same. In America, I know, if you marry somebody with kids, that's your kids now, because, hey, you're raising them, you're paying for them, you're like supporting them. Here, there's just a different dynamic. No hate, bro, Chacho, but I'm scared of you. Because I'm Gus Fring, man. You're scared of Gus Fring, man. You're scared of Gus Fring. Then Ginno, you seem to be missing some of our messages. Oh, okay, my bad, man. I got to maybe I'll look at the laptop. Maybe it's skipping. Let me look on my laptop here if I miss. I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought I was very open. Yeah, it doesn't look like I missed any, Daniel. But I'll concentrate more. I'll concentrate more and see. Hopefully, I don't miss messages. Same if you're widowed. you need to provide an original copy of your spouse's death certificate. Oh yeah, anything to do with like the U.S. immigration, anything with the, man, they ask you so many documents. Even for a tourist visa, they ask you for so many documents, originals. Anytime you have to apply for anything to go to the U.S. or anything to do with the U.S., man, be prepared. Be prepared to provide them all kinds of documents. Are you married? Yes, I'm married to Dazzle. Dazzle's my wife. We'll be married now in April, 10 years here in the Philippines. I'm widowed. Oh, all right, Ron. I didn't know that, Ron. I didn't know you were widowed, man. Good morning, Ginno. Hey, my good friend Michael in Dumaguete City with Che. Michael and Che. Castaway Drift is their YouTube channel. Great progress getting rid of my stuff. 2 pickups. All right. And a van. 10 more days. All right. Till you land, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to pick you up at the airport, JP. Like and subscribe. From Fortune. Deluz. I raised 4 boys in America. Came now the Godfather. Yeah, that's like here in the Philippines, that's very popular, especially for Christmas. Especially for Christmas, you're everybody's ninong. Ninong for males, and then Dazzle ninang. Everybody's like ninong, pamasko, pamaskwa. It's like Merry Christmas. They're like coming up to you to ninong, the Godfather. I became Tito Belus. Yeah, I know. Me here, most people call me Kuya. Kuya Ginno is what. Some do call me Tito, but mostly Kuya. Kuya Ginno is what they call me. To the valley and the Godfather to many. I understand, Belus. I have to prepare like small bills, small Filipino pesos, because I have to hand out myself. I understand, brother. Master Sergeant Ginno's superpower is Filipina picking. His wife is, thank you, JP. I was just blessed, man. I was really blessed to have met Dazzle. She came from a good family, a religious family. I mean, not that man, it's like, to me, I've mentioned that before, that might be a small tip, it's like, it doesn't hurt when you meet a Filipina that comes from a religious family, because the religious families here in the province, just my observation, just my opinion again, is they were raised with a lot of morals. They were raised with like not doing bad things. It's they explain to them constantly about good and bad. So to me, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. That's why I always tell people, even if you're not religious, even if you don't belong to a religious group, it doesn't hurt to go to church, man. Go to church. You'll probably meet good Filipinas in church, man. Castaway Drip. How's the weather for you, Ginno? Some clouds here in the morning. I had to close the window actually, man. It was pouring, but now it's stopped again. But looks like it rained all night. Rained all night here. Today looks like it's gonna rain all day. But I'm looking at the windy app, man, and I do not see any low pressure area, no typhoon developing in the Philippine area of responsibility. So basically, this is just like a regular wet season here in Panay Island, Western Visayas. Phil, when retiring to another country, make sure you do your proof of life each year. I've heard of that, the proof of life. I think there's been changes here now, Phil, in the Philippines, because I think because of the mail system here in the Philippines, I think now they're doing video call. The embassy here, so don't quote me on this though, but I think they're doing more like the Social Security Department at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. But they were doing that proof of life where you had to, and don't mail your proof of life with the Philippine Postal Service because it'll never get there. Make sure if you do mail your proof of life, it's a form you sign, I'm still alive, send it through like a DHL, a courier, like a private, you pay the courier to like make sure it gets to the embassy. We'll keep the lights on. I'll keep the light on, man. I'll keep the light on, Daniel. For you, I'm keeping the light on, brother. I'm keeping the light on. Partly cloudy in Bohol. Mike had some morning rain already. Yeah, same here, man. Good morning, Ted, from Michael. Good AM, Mike. Fortune, the Belus, JP, and everyone. All right. Everybody's having. It's good that everybody's having. Let me just show you outside real quick. That way you can see. It is not sunny today. Today we are getting rain here today. It just stopped actually. It was like pouring. But now it stopped. Oh, there's still light rain. Cloudy. Usually the sun is right there. Usually I see made it even more quieter in the neighborhood because of the rain. Nobody's out here. Usually this time in the morning, my neighbors are already out like sweeping the leaves and the leaves that fall here. Mom's usually doing laundry already, but this has got good sleeping weather today. I don't think Dazzle, Mom, and Leanna will be waking up anytime soon here. I know they stayed up late last night watching on Netflix. JP Ginno will be at the airport guiding the jet. I'll be like this way, this way. We might, I think, since we're picking you up on the 29th, JP, I think Dazzle and I will spend a couple of days in Boracay before we pick you up. That way, on the way home from Boracay is when we plan on getting you at the airport. Make it a trip to Boracay because we're supposed to meet friends too in Boracay. Robbie and Jonah Lynn. But for New Year's, we plan on just staying in the house here. Maybe we'll do something together. Maybe fishing or something, for New Year's. We can go to Loola's fish farm for New Year's. I'll ask Edgar if he wants to go fishing too. But usually for Noche Buena, for the midnight of Christmas, we like to have a family meal here at the house. And then New Year's Eve also, we kind of like to do like a family meal. Same thing, same dynamic. We all wait for midnight. We watch TV, we watch movies, wait till midnight, then we have a nice meal together, tell stories. But during maybe New Year's Day itself, go fishing. Go fishing at Loola's Fish Farm, man. We'll figure it out when you get here, JP. I'm sure we'll plan something. We'll plan something with Edgar. My guess is dancing. Yes, everybody's still sleeping. They stayed up late last night, Ted. They were watching like a Korean cooking show, Korean cooking competition. They were really into it. Every time I came down, when I came down here, they were watching it. And then when I finally went to bed, I knew they were going to stay up late watching that. Yes, give us the official weather update. Give us the official weather. Yeah, no weather conditions, Michael, on the Windy app. I don't see it. So the typical wet season, we're gonna end it here this December. January, we're gonna get more sunshine. The dry season is from January to June. So no more of this. One typhoon after another here pretty soon. Pretty soon we're gonna be complaining how hot it is here in the Philippines. We're gonna be going like, man, when is it gonna rain? When is it gonna rain? So hot in the Philippines, man. Rain and sleep sometimes. It does. I know they're gonna be sleeping in, man. I know they're gonna be sleeping, which is okay. Me, after the live stream, I have a call scheduled with Mark. And then after that, I'll just edit videos. I still got some videos that I gotta edit that I haven't posted on YouTube. That Philippines Live, all right, is doing his. I saw that. I saw he passed out like 1,000, 400, 1,000 people that he fed and 400 kids. That's awesome, and that's awesome. Emilio, what I'm saying is, if I stay here now in the Philippines, then wait here until I reach 62. I just call U.S. Embassy to file my claim here. I probably talk to you in person or text to make, once you've done enough years of Social Security, you never have to leave the Philippines. And I've been here in the Philippines since I was 45, Emilio. I don't have to go back to the United States. I've earned enough, I've earned enough credits, work credits in the United States to where when I hit 62, I'm eligible. Like by the time I sign up for Social Security, I've been here in the Philippines for 17 years. Never went back to the U.S. So I don't know how else to like explain it to you. You do not have to go back to the U.S. anymore. If you're you're in the Philippines, Emilio, and you've earned enough Social Security, you've worked enough in the U.S., you do not ever have to go back to the U.S. anymore. You can just stay here, collect at 62, and don't even have to go back to the U.S. to sign up for Social Security. It's a benefit you've already earned. It's like Social Security, once you put in enough hours in Social Security, you're just waiting to turn 62 to collect it. That's all it is. Real family is the best. It is, right? It's the best time. For us, it's never been, for me, the holidays, Christmas, it's never been about gifts. It's not about, people always like, oh, we're going on a cruise. We're going on a vacation in Europe. It's never been like that for me for the holidays. I'm just happy and blessed that we're able to share a meal on Christmas Day. To me, it's the simple things. Once I retired here in the Philippines and now, living the peaceful life that I have here in Aklan province, I've learned that I don't even have the desire really to like go to Europe, I've done enough traveling in my life. I was in the military for 20 years, man. I'm done with like riding planes, going to places, The only reason why I want to do any more traveling at this point in my life, I do want to show Dazzle. Like I want to show Dazzle Korea, places I've been in Korea, I lived in Korea, or go to Japan, places I lived in Japan. Those are the only times I really want to go overseas. For me, I don't need to like go on a cruise, to me, I enjoy my walks here. It's like, to me, it's like less stressful. I don't have to ride a plane. I don't have to wait on things. Traveling to me is a lot of work. It's like most of the time now, if Dazzle and I travel, I'm more tired when we travel than when we come home. Now I just enjoy like my simple days, my walks out here, spending time with Dazzle, and Leanna, going fishing with them, just the simple things now is what makes me happy. Family, like you said, man, family to me is everything. Yes, rain here too, Kuya. Crew was here celebrating the harvest of coconut. Yeah, I saw all the harvest. Now that's a lot of harvesting of the coconut. Late night. Records were made. I know I saw that you posted like a record coconut harvest. I tipped the harvesters crop share bonus. Almost double. Wow, almost double. Hey, that is a Merry Christmas. That is a Merry Christmas for everybody. Does Dazzle have TikTok? No, we don't have TikTok. The only thing really we do social media is YouTube. We do YouTube, and I have a Facebook account, my own personal account, and we had a Dazzle account, but it's almost like they had stricter rules now, so I'm like not even posting in there anymore. We're not really heavy on social media. It's like you would think we would because we're on YouTube, but we're not. It's like I love the Philippines. Wyoming got wife, family, and country. I know, right? Belize, to me, I've just gotten to the point in my life, I'm just grateful for everything. It's like looking back, like I said, I'm going to be turning 60 here soon. I'm just happy to be alive. You know, what I've been through, you know, it's like people probably don't know. I went through cancer treatments. I went through like 12 chemo treatments, 33 radiation treatments. I'm a cancer, I guess, a survivor, cancer survivor. So it's like, to me, each day is just a blessing. It's been a great life. If something happens to me tomorrow, you know, nothing's guaranteed, right? You know, to me, if my cancer comes back, whatever, you know, I've lived a good life. I'm thankful for everything that I have. And America had a lot to do with that, provided me with a good life. I'm always going to be thankful for America and always thankful for my family here in the Philippines. Emilio, it's better to stay in the US and set up your SS there to make sure payments are making it to your bank with no issues. It can be hard resolving problems here. All right, Ted. Me, Ted, I'm not going back to the U.S. just for my Social Security. You know, I know I will get it. I know, you know, nothing has ever happened to me where America has ripped me off. You know, I've been collecting a military pension now for 22 years. Every single month it goes to my bank, you know, and I know the process here in the Philippines. I have friends now. A friend of mine just went through it. He didn't have to go to America. He's been here a few years. He's American from Los Angeles. He applied for his Social Security in Manila, set it up to a bank to go here in a Philippine bank. So to me, it would be an extra cost if I have to fly to America. I mean, you know, that's at least what, $1,500 to fly to America, hotels, transport, and just to apply for Social Security. Not cost effective for me. Not cost effective for me to go all the way to the US just to apply for Social Security. If you can earn over 250k peso a year, you have to pay tax on earnings in the Philippines. There are a number of vloggers I know who are earning over that, but are too young to understand tax. Okay, well, I wish I was making over 250k. I don't think I'll ever make 250k pesos then. Then, folks, like in this vlog. All right, Ted. Good luck contacting FBU by phone. Usually only by email, and won't hear back for 2 weeks at FBU. I don't know what FBU is. FBU. I mean, you can always go to the Social Security office if that's what you mean, Ted, in Manila. I mean, it's not a long trip to go to Manila. If you're really that concerned, Emilio, for me, it's not a concern. To me, like I said, my Social Security is just extra money coming my way. You know, I've been living on my military pension alone for 15 years. So if I know I'll get it. You know, the U.S. is not one of those countries where they're not going to give you money that's owed to you. It might take time. There might be delays or whatever, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not like paycheck to paycheck anymore. You know, it's like I'm not relying on the Social Security to arrive immediately. I know if it takes, you know, if it doesn't happen on the day, the first 30 days, I know I'll get back pay. I've never been ripped off by any benefit that I've earned from America. Thanks, bro. You could be a consultant about U.S. benefits. You know what I mean. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I'm not in that level, you know, because, you know, it's just hard to keep track of everything with here in the Philippines. You really have to stay on top of things just because things change here all the time. But I do know, like I said, like I know Social Security, I just saw it on my Facebook page. They do outreach all the time. They go to Cebu, they go to Iloilo, they go to Angeles City, and they do outreach. So if you have questions about Social Security, if you have questions about Veterans Administration, any question, they do outreach. So you can attend those outreach, you know, and get the information. It's always best to do your own research. That way you're like settled, right? You're like in your mind, talk to an individual. Maybe, yes, in the embassy, if you can imagine, it's one U.S. embassy, one Social Security department here in the Philippines. It might be hard to get through to them over the phone. That could happen, So maybe set up if that really is your concern, if you're really concerned about Social Security, set up an appointment with them. Go to the Social Security office and talk to a person at Social Security, because you could do that here. That's why they're here. That's why there's a Social Security department here in the Philippines. Is for you to somebody that you can consult and you can talk to. Set your Social Security up in the U.S. first. Much easier, Emilio. All right. Castaway. Yes, I'm enjoying the simple life right now, Ginno. Christmas will be perfect. Simply having dinner with Che. Speaking with my parents, video chat, and a walk. Exactly, man. For me, that's the thing, for me, every year, we've always made it simple. It's like, maybe that's just how we are now, we don't, like Dazzle and I, we never make Christmas into big, elaborate, invite so many people. We've never done it. It's always just, when it was just me, Dazzle, and our dogs before, then Leanna came, now it's with Leanna, now Mom's here. So we always just do like a simple, we're just like, we watch movies, we'll watch Home Alone, and then have our own, we'll have ham, we'll have queso de bola, we'll have like whatever they want to cook, whatever, just a simple, just be grateful that we have a family, that we have that unit, that we're together. We love being around each other. We don't argue, we don't fight. We're just like enjoying each other. That's like for me, man. We, like I've said many times, you Michael, you're my brother from another. We're kind of kindred spirits, I do not make my life complicated. I do not make simple works fine for me. Michael, good morning, brother Ginno from Rainy Bay area. Looking good, brother. All right, thank you, brother. Hey, man, I did my morning walk, man. I'm like Michael, man. I got to get my morning walk. Sunset, I'm walking. I walk 1 hour in the morning. Sunset time, 1 hour of walking in the afternoon. And then walking my dog is separate, So I do a lot of walking throughout the day. I'm trying to get healthy as I can. Yes, blessings upon blessings, Ginno. I'm grateful for where I'm at, right? It is, right? To me, that's just the best feeling. It's like when you get to the point of your life where you're content, it's not a competition. It's like, I don't understand that with people sometimes, they're like, the minute you sense it with people, it's like they talk about the car they drive, the house they drive, my land, my business. To me, it's never, you at one point of your life, you got to get to the point where you're content with what you are, what you accomplish in your life. You're just happy of what you got, because for the most part, not everybody's got like a simple, quiet, stressful life. One thing I have seen with being this age now in my life is, it seems like the more people have, the more things going on in their life, the more stress and complicated. I think people sometimes complicate their life to where, they miss out on like the simple things, the simple walking your dog or sunset time. Dazzle and I, we walk for an hour and we're just talking. We're talking. We'll end up at 7-Eleven. We'll have a drink. We'll sit there. Just the simple joy of being with somebody that you love and that person loves you, or the simple fact that we like being around each other. It's like, I know that's a blessing, because I have, I see so many people, they get into relationships, or maybe the relationship has gone stale or something. that they don't enjoy the company of each other anymore. They're just there together because sometimes they got kids, or it's just easier to be together. But for me, I know I'm blessed because like when Dazzle and I look at each other, we're still in love after all these years, you know. So I know how blessing that is. And I know Michael feels the same way with Shay because I see them when I watch their live stream, you know. You can tell when people got good chemistry. You can tell when people are in love, you know. They're just the smile in their face, they're you see the joy, you know. And then you also notice when people are unhappy together, you know. It's like you also see that, you know. It's like well said, Ginno, well said. Thank you Bizwax. Good morning all, good morning. Saw a couple of places in Japan where you catch your seafood in resto and cook. Ooh, that's what's that? From water to table, not from farm to table, but from water to table. Man, that's awesome. Very common here, actually. I mean, you don't have to catch it here, Daniel, but they have paluto, is what it's called here in the Philippines. Paluto. They'll have places here where the fish, the crab, whatever seafood it is in an aquarium, a tank, or a pond where they just like get your seafood and they cook it. You'll experience that here in Aklan. Plenty. In Boracay Island they have that. Paluto. Here in Numancia we have, it's not alive but pretty fresh seafood that they'll cook it however you want. Derek, you could just fly to Guam. Hey, that's another option, right? There you go. If really that's a concern, you know, if really that's a concern about doing your Social Security in the U.S., fly to Guam. Guam is so close. From Manila, maybe 4 hours, maybe to Guam. If collecting U.S. Social Security, how does a retiree file taxes? Oh, easy. I've been filing taxes here in the Philippines. Taxes and, you know, death and taxes, you can never get away from that. I have to file taxes here every year because my military pension is taxed. So I have to file H&R Block online is what I use to file my taxes here. FBU, Federal Benefits Unit. Oh, okay, Federal Benefit. It's who you deal with in the Philippines for SS. They service all of Southeast Asia here in the Philippines. Oh, thank you for that information, Ted. Yeah, like you got that option. If you're really concerned about getting your Social Security, you can do it in Guam, you can do it in America. Like Ted was saying, if you're in America, before you leave America, make sure you have your Social Security already, right? But for me, I've been here now 15 years. I'm not gonna make a special trip to America just to sign up for my Social Security because I know I will get it. You know, it might be a delay, it might be, you know, however the process will be, but I know I have never been ripped off by America. You know, I'm getting all my benefits. My military pension's been arriving in my bank every month. My GI Bill, my military educational benefit, I used it at STI College in Calibo for 4 years. Anything that's coming your way from America. America is not one of those countries where they're gonna not give you your benefit. It's a benefit you earn. So I do not worry about not getting my Social Security here in the Philippines. I see many people here get their Social Security here. I've seen many people, personal friends of mine. One of them just started their Social Security this December that applied here in the Philippines, did not have to travel back to the United States, and they got their Social Security started here. Fortune, good AM, Michael S. All right. GP, I just set up over the summer and it was easy. Follow the steps and get all the documents you need. I did mine online. The same thing here. People are telling me, I think Michael W. in Masbate Island, you can do everything online, you know, and they do video conferencing to confirm. So they're getting high tech now here. It's not all not high tech here. I did mine online. Took photos of my documents with my phone, video call. Yeah, video call right there. So I'm sure if they're doing video call in the US, they're gonna do video calls here too. It just makes sense instead of like getting stuff in the mail. 3 weeks total. Hannah, hey Hannah, good morning, good morning. You're from James and Karen, James and Karen's Adventures, friend. JP, I noticed I can't really watch lives or any YouTube video with too much side to side movement or rapid panning. Just me. Yeah, that's why when I film, JP, I make it a constant effort not to be swinging the GoPro. I try to like keep in mind that don't swing it, keep it steady, nice and slow, because I know it's like when you're watching a video and it's going like this, you're not alone. You're not alone. I noticed that too on some videos. That's why I make an effort when I'm filming. I try to have a steady hand and not be all over the place, because it's hard to like focus. It's hard to focus. Good day to all, Rens. All right. Paluto is also common for those who do not have time to cook. Don't man. Right? I mean, here, even here in Calibo or Aklan province, there's so many carinderias here. Like when during lunch, sometimes we don't feel like cooking. You can always get from carinderia, and the items at carinderia, the vegetable dish, adobo, whatever Filipino dish, they're about 60 pesos, about $1 for like a side dish. So usually I can get by with like a meat product and a vegetable product, and then we cook our rice. So for $2, I can get a meal. So for 4 of us, under $9, we can get a meal. And a lot of times it lasts more than one meal. If we get it at carinderia, and you got a lot of selections at the carinderia, a lot of Filipino food. Most carinderias here, when you go to carinderia, there's gonna be 20 different Filipino food in there. So if you start eating Filipino food and start adjusting to Filipino food, you might not have to cook. You might not have to cook, man. Sometimes it happens during big event. The Japanese place has huge tank with fish, crabs, shrimp to catch live. Yeah, they have that here. When we went to Iloilo City, I saw that then. And for sure, Boracay. Boracay, man, they got lobsters, man. They got lobsters in the tank. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's nothing seafood in Boracay that you can't get that's alive. Pretty much every seafood, a lot of competition. So they're trying to like attract you with that aquarium with all this live seafood. I'm your friend too. All right, Anna. Yeah, we're friends. Of course, Anna. It's true. U.S. federal benefits, we don't get ripped off. They look after your rights as citizens, especially when it comes. Yeah, I've never felt that. To me, whatever benefit I have coming from the United States, I've gotten it. I've never felt, these are honest organizations. They want to get your benefits to you. Why else would Social Security, why else would they go out and do outreach? Why does the VA, Veterans Admin, why would they do outreach? They come to the province, they could be just sitting in Manila. They could just be chilling at the embassy. They come all the way here to Iloilo. I'm like 3.5 hour drive to Iloilo. I can, on their scheduled date, I can sit with like a person, a human being that can explain my benefits to me. So why would they even do an outreach if they don't want to get the benefits? I've never felt like they're trying to hold your benefits. They're trying to like not give you your benefits. You earned it already. You earned the benefit already. Sometimes it's harder to understand the instructions in English in the Philippines compared to America. That's straightforward. In my experience. All right. And I understand, like me, I worked in medical administration in the military. And then when I worked at my civilian job, I've always been good when it comes to paperwork. If there's instructions online, if there's a form that I got to fill out, that was my job for 27 years. So those things come easy for me. If anything anything with visas, with anything, it's like if there's instructions online, if there's a form, I can follow it. It's like that was my job for 27 years. Anything administration. I'm computer literate. It's like I studied IT, so anything online, I'm comfortable. But I do understand there's people that they need that person to person. They don't trust the computer, or they don't trust the online application. Me, I've never had any problem with that. It's like I've never had any experience where something didn't work for me online. I've filed all my TRICARE, my medical insurance with all my cancer treatments, my medications, my mercury drug prescriptions, 33 radiation treatments, 12 chemo treatments. All of those I filed on my TRICARE portal. The TRICARE online system is where you file it to get your reimbursement. Got reimbursed for every single one. Like I said, all the benefits that I earned in America, my TRICARE military medical insurance, all my medical care has been paid for here in the Philippines. It might take time. When I file, it might take time, 30 days for me to get my money back. But people, TRICARE, all the government agencies in the U.S., they want to make sure you get your money. I've never felt like they're ripping me off or anything. Just give me some grilled fish, chicken, and some veggies, and you'll be a happy camper here, man. And hopefully by the time you get here, Daniel, I have my smoker already. Man, I'm trying. That's kind of like my goal. It's not a big smoker, just a mini smoker or something, and we can be smoking some stuff here. Make it Agreed. Never had issues with any retirement here. People fear because they don't know. U.S. citizenship is a big deal around the world. It is, right? Here in the Philippines, when you're an American here, it's a big deal for Filipinos. Any Filipino you'll meet here, ooh, you're from the U.S., like me. I know I'm treated better here because they know I'm an American citizen. There's a special, they're like impressed that you made it to America and you made it back here retired. You chose the Philippines for us Philam, for us Philippine Americans. People here have respect for that because for a lot of Filipinos, that's a dream. America is still a dream for many Filipinos. Philippines very particular with grammar. That's why English complicated. Yeah. There's mom. I think that's mom coming down. Morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning, mom. Good morning, mom. Have some coffee, mom. Have some coffee. That's a big deal here. A lot of that, even for kids, the pressure of speaking grammatically on English, everything, they're so particular because a lot of times, even kids here, if you're in school, if you make a mistake speaking English, everybody makes fun of you. That's why I think that's where it starts, even for kids. Even Leanna, I'm teaching Leanna English. She's got Kumon. She's doing that, but she's really, when she has, she's pretty good now. She's MCing, she's becoming an MC in school. But she's real particular on how she delivers English. She'll practice it. When she is MCing an event at Numancia Integrated School because she doesn't want to make a mistake. But it's funny because in the U.S., man, you can talk any English you want. You can talk broken English, and you can talk Taglish, or you can talk like a slang of English in the U.S. and it don't matter. But here, I know they're really particular on the way they speak English here. Good Saturday morning from Brian, my good friend in Galveston County, Texas. Hello. Good morning, Angeli. Hey, Angeli. Good morning from JB. Good morning. Morning. See, they're starting their day now. What time is it? I'm looking here. 8:30. Not bad, 8:30. Dazzle, I don't expect to wake up till about 10. And Leanna, forget it, man. Leanna might not wake up till noon because she stays up the latest. She stays up the latest among everybody here. The kids in the Philippines respect their elders, unlike the U.S. So true, Derek. And you know why, right? You know why? Here in the Philippines, if you're a kid here and you don't respect your elders or you talk back or something, you get smacked on the head here. You know, it's like not even a question. I know that's kind of like mean, you know, it's like the physical contact, but in the US, you know, you can't do that. You can't, you know, that's like child abuse automatically. Here in the Philippines, and you can't act up, you know, if you're a kid here. Even Dazzle was telling me that yesterday, how Leanna can take a scolding from Dazzle or mom, even when Leanna, when they're telling her, oh, you didn't do your chores, you didn't wash dishes, you didn't do laundry, you didn't clean the bathroom, you know, things like that. And she takes it. But when it comes from me, you know, she like takes it serious. You know, she doesn't want me to be the one, because it's if I'm the one that tells her that she's not doing it right, you can kind of see Leanna tearing up. You know, you can see her tearing up. She doesn't like it when I have to talk to her about things that she's not doing correctly. I'm trying to learn the language over there for when my mom and I go over there. You'll be fine, Hannah. You know, it's like Philip. You know, here in the province, there's enough people here that speak English well. You just have to, like, when you talk to Filipinos here in the Philippines, just slow down. You know, slow down the English. You know, like a lot of times Americans, you know, you talk fast. We talk fast in America, right? And Filipinos, you know, especially if, you know, a lot of people here in Aklan province, they don't hear English a lot, you know. They do when they're in high school, when they go to college, but just the day-to-day interaction, the only time they will hear English is if they're watching a movie or something on TV that's in English. But day-to-day conversation, they're speaking their dialect here. Aklanon is the dialect here in Aklan. Like even me, you know, it's like I don't speak Aklanon, but I picked up words now to where I can understand it. But the minute they start talking fast in Aklanon, I'm lost. I'm like, I always ask Leanna, hey Leanna, what did they say? What did they say? Leanna's like my interpreter when it comes to Aklanon language. Agree, Derek. Agree, Derek. Good morning. Hey, all right, Jane's. There it is. Jane's and Karen's Adventures. Check out their channel there. I'm sure everybody here is already subscribed to them. Good morning, Jane's. Good morning, J&K from GB. Hannah. It's 6:29 p.m. here. All right. Good AM, James and Karen from Fortune. Hi, Jim and Karen. I think, Hannah, you're the only one that calls James Jim. You know, everybody calls him James. You're the one that calls him Jim. And it is, right? James, Jim is the nickname for James. English grammar is implemented hard here. College entrance exams have reading comprehension and language proficiency. So starting from elementary, kids learn to speak and write proper English. I agree with that, you know, especially if your kid has a trajectory to go to a good school in the Philippines, a good private school, or UP Diliman, that your kid better be proficient in grammar, because they will not get in. They will not get into University of the Philippines if they are not proficient at English. Hannah, who is this Jim? Who is this Jim? That's James. Hannah's the only one that calls James Jim. Everybody else, we all call James. But who is this Jim? Who is this Jim? Of course, if you just settle for simple life, you may not be compelled to learn English the proper way. Yeah, right? For here in the province, you know, it's like it's a big, that's why, you know, I always talk about this. It's a big difference between life in the city, like Manila, even Cebu City, even Iloilo City. Big difference from the life here in Aklan province. Here in Aklan province, James can speak about this also. people here are just like regular farmers, fishermen. You know, their kids do go to school. You know, they go to elementary school, high school here at the public high school, but a lot of them don't even, a lot of them don't even think about going to college because, or if they do go to college, they'll just stay here in the province. It's a pride thing for them to graduate college. But the minute they graduate college, they're back in the farm. They're back doing like what they were doing, their whole lives. It's just the simple provincial life. The few that leave, I know I have classmates that were here from Aklan. I graduated with them in 2016 when we had a bachelor's degree in information technology. The few of my classmates that graduate, that leave the province, they end up like in Manila, Cebu City, Iloilo, Bacolod, working at call centers. They live there because they can earn more money. Here in the province, the money is, that's the biggest thing for them. They see the future, your future here. If you're living in the province, if you graduate, even if you graduate college here in the Philippines, in the province of Aklan, unless you're a nurse or unless you're a merchant marine, those are the two that have a good chance of like going abroad or securing a good job working abroad. But all the other degrees that you can get here in Aklan province at the colleges here, a lot of times these people, they just end up staying here in Aklan. They end up working at the mall in Kalibo, in Boracay, work at the hotels in Boracay. I mean, a lot of them choose that because their families here, it's hard, it's like I have classmates that I talk to all the time. I message them, if you're from Aklan province, you grew up in this province lifestyle, farming, fishing, you're out, you're living in this like a beautiful fresh air, and all of a sudden now you're working in Manila, in Makati. They're working in Makati like at a bank or a call center in Makati. They're making more money, but man, their life is hard, man. I got a friend of mine that I went to school with here. He's there, all his family is here in Aklan. He misses Aklan, but he knows he has no choice because he makes good money in Manila. But in order to work in Makati, he can't afford the rent in Makati to live in Makati. He lives like 2 hours away from Makati. So public transportation every day for him to go from his place to go to Makati to work. At the end of the day, another 2 hours to go back. 4 hours of like and if you've ridden public transportation in the Philippines, especially in Metro Manila, man, it is a struggle. Just getting on a tricycle, getting on a jeepney, it's a hustle. You got getting on a bus. Imagine doing that 4 hours a day just to get to work. You're not even at work yet. You're already worn out from like traveling. So, but they do make that sacrifice because they know if they stay in the province, they can't make that money here in the province. There's not a lot of, like in Aklan province, we do not have a call center here in Kalibo or anywhere here in Aklan. There is no IT jobs here. About the only IT job you can get here, maybe you handle the IT for the hotel, maybe in Boracay. That's why a lot of my classmates that I graduated with, they end up going to Manila. But it's not an easy life in Manila, especially someone that comes from the province. LOL, JB. I call James Jim. It's a nickname. I know. It's like I'm kind of like William, right? William, Bill, or Bob. Bob. So I know. I get it when you call him Jim. It's because of James, the nickname. Good morning, Fortune and Hannah from James Biswak. I noticed here in Davao, kids under 10 speaks English. Same thing here. I've noticed that, Biswax, even in Kalibo, because people here, even in Aklan province, especially Kalibo. Kalibo's like the capital town. People realize here how important English is. That's why there's Kumon. That's why people spend that extra money to put their kids to like private schools. And if you attend the private schools here, Even here in Calibo, they speak in English. Even like they push it. They push it. Even me back in the 70s when I was going to school at Letron College in Intramuros, Manila. I remember they were pushing English to us, man. I remember even back then, during recess, when we have recess, we have playtime in the playground, we weren't allowed to speak Tagalog. We were told only English in the classroom, in recess. If the minute you step in school in Letron College, this was back in the 70s, I don't know how it is now, we were supposed to speak in English. Our teachers, everybody spoke to us in English because they really pushed it. They really push it. They know the importance of being able to speak and understand English. James, they said last night, like Ginno, you slept early. Wow, James slept early. Me, that's a normal thing, man. 8 p.m. I'm already in bed. Last night, I think Dazzle actually told me I slept at 7 p.m. last night. Yes, Fortune, I woke up and ended up reading the refrigerator late. Back in Missouri, they call me Jim. They call me Jim. All right, dude. LOL. That's funny. That's funny, Anna. LOL, James. And then I commented in the live that Dazzle and Karen sleep late, but also wake up late. I know. It's like, yeah, Dazzle doesn't get up till like 10 a.m., man. That's early for Dazzle. 10 a.m. is early for her. It's also true in my case. My wife, Chi, and daughter, Maggie, sleep late. I sleep early and wake up early. I think that's, we're just, all the guys seem to be the same, man. Then they wake up late. That's their habit. Yeah, I know. I'm used to it now. I don't mind it. I actually like it because, it gives me my me time. Early mornings, my me time. I get to do live streams. I get to edit videos. I get to eat my, I still have bagel here. I got to finish my bagel. I got my bagel from SNR. I got my white, I guess this is kind of like the Filipino version of cream cheese. I did not get Philadelphia cream cheese because I forgot our cooler. We didn't have a cooler. I wasn't sure. So this is the closest I can get to like Philadelphia cream. It's Magnolia brand. I put it on my bagel here, my blueberry bagel I got from SNR. So I'll finish that after the live stream here, and then I'm expecting a call at 9. So I better hurry up here because I'm expecting a call from Mark. I don't know where he's from. I think he's somewhere in the U.S. He's on my WhatsApp. He scheduled a video call with me, so he's thinking about coming to the Philippines. Usually, the province people want to be teachers and government employees. Yes. That's a big job here, government employee, because they got benefits. The professionals like doctors, engineers, architects usually get their education in urban centers like Manila. Yeah, I don't even think they have a doctor's school here in Aklan, man. I've never heard of it. I think you have to go to Iloilo if you want to be a doctor. I don't think they have a doctor's school here in the Aklan province. Nursing is pretty big in Calibo. There's like five nursing schools in Calibo. I started calling James Jim when I heard his sister calling him that when I first met him. Oh, okay, all right. Cool, Hannah. At the time, it was hard for me to remember his name, but after I heard his sister calling him, that it kind of just stuck with me. All right. Yes, Hannah. Here, Jim, also a nickname for James. Or Jimmy. Yeah, that's true. Nicknames are short versions. I'm Fort, but my full name is Fortunato. Yes. Me, my real name is Ginno. Ginno, it's like there's no shortcut. My name is Ginno. That is it. It's not a shortcut for anything. It's not a nickname. That's my real name. With AI, call centers might eventually go away. I'm pretty, I've been hearing that. Derek. But I'm pretty sure, I'm sure the Filipinos, they'll pivot to something else. I know many of my IT classmates that graduated IT. A few of them they become virtual assistants. You know, they work for a company abroad. They schedule meetings like Zoom conferences, do executives. I mean, they do a lot. You know, get paid pretty well. You know, it's like one of my classmates actually gets paid. They have a set up an account for him where he gets paid good money, you know, for what he does, for being a virtual assistant, I guess. So I'm sure if call centers go away, there's gonna be something else, you know. You know what surprises me more, I guess because Vietnam and Thailand, they can, you know, there's just more things that are made there, you know, like especially Vietnam now. Vietnam is like hitting like one of the best, you know, high manufacturing companies. Here in the Philippines, you know, there are some made in the Philippines, you know, American companies, international companies, but you would think we would be in the same level, but I think the reason is it's higher pay here for Filipinos than in Vietnam. Vietnamese people make less. It's cheaper still to make stuff in Vietnam and even in China. For some reason, it's more expensive here in the Philippines to do manufacturing here. According to comedian Jimmy O. Yang, Kumon is like a detention center for Asian kids. Hey man, you know, whatever helps them, man. To me, it's like whatever will help Leanna, get there, man. Molly, all right, Molly, Ginno, my man. All right, thank you, Molly. There's already AI calls or agents in the US. Usually, they'll let you know if they're AI, and even text messages that you can talk to for inquiries. Oh, good. I rarely, I can't even remember the last time I had to call anybody in the US, because I really don't have a lot of communication now as far as companies in the US. You know, I don't do any more online interaction in the US, so I wouldn't know. I can't even remember the last time I had to call a US company or anything like that. I think maybe a year ago I had to call Singapore for TRICARE. I had a question for TRICARE, so I called the Singapore, but I got a person online. I didn't get an AI. Most of the things here, now, I've been here so long now in the Philippines, everything to me is like I'm dealing with Filipino companies, you know. My banks, you know, are all here in the Philippines now. J-Boy, Vietnam still has cheap labor. I know, I think that's the thing, right? That J-Boy, I just noticed that man, a lot of things coming from Vietnam, a lot of clothes, a lot of manufacturing. We just don't have a lot of manufacturing companies here in the Philippines. It's like here in Aklan province, I'm looking at Aklan province, all this land here in the Aklan province, all these people that, you know, you can hire people here at a lower wage. We have a lower minimum wage here in Aklan province than in Manila, almost twice. You know, if you're in Manila, your minimum wage there is almost twice that it is here in the province. So you got all these people here in Aklan province that are, you know, that you will pay less than you would pay in Manila. But I do not see a single manufacturing company here in Calibo or anywhere in Aklan. You know, to me that's kind of weird. You know, that I guess, you know, the only thing we really produce here in Aklan is rice and farming, and then fisheries. You know, that is a lot here in Aklan, but not a single, like, you know, you would think like, you know, let's produce ketchup, let's produce vinegar, something, right? Something that, you know, like a factory. You know, I do not see a single factory even in Calibo. I've never heard of anything that's made in Calibo, you know, made in Calibo or made in Aklan. Michael, companies don't like to invest in the Philippines. Lots of paperwork to the barangay level. I would have to agree. I would have to agree with you, Michael Manalastas, because it's the same dynamic that's happening in Boracay Island. A lot of businesses before, a lot of Chinese businesses, a lot of Korean businesses, especially the Koreans, they have left Boracay. You know, a lot of the scuba diving people before in Boracay were Koreans, run by Korean business. They just got tired of like the bureaucracy, the amount of permits, taxes that they have to pay. That it is. I have to agree with you. Maybe that's the same thing with factories being built there, because it's just hard to believe, right? You know, it's like Aklan province has over 500,000 people living in Aklan province. You have educated people here. You got, man, we got like a dozen universities and colleges in Calibo graduating students every year. So you would think you would like have something in Calibo, at least above like a, you know, like even a local product. Even like I said, you know, why can't we make Calibo banana ketchup or tires or something that's produced? Everything has to be shipped here. That comes, you know, we do not have a product. You know, maybe we have that piña fiber. You know, it's like there's this textile material that's made in Aklan from the fibers of the piña leaves, but you know, not many things are manufactured here. You know, to me that is just weird. You know, it's like as talented as the Filipinos are, talented the people are here in Aklan province. You would think we would have a product that we can make and say, hey, made in Aklan province. Molly, hey, thank you so much, Molly. Appreciate it. Let me put a heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. And lagay, what Michael is saying is bribe. You know, that unfortunately that, you know, even though it's illegal here in the Philippines, it's supposed to be fixers is what they call it here in the Philippines. Government agencies, especially like land transportation, registration for car, anything like that. There's a sign that you'll see. There's supposed to be no fixers. Fixers are the guys that like, if you need something done in that government agency, you just pay them and they take care of it. You know, that's supposed to be illegal, but you know, I'll leave it at that. Hello, hope you had a good year, Arthur. I mean, this year's been, you know, I feel like it's been a good year. It's been blessed. I mean, you know, the only thing, you know, unfortunately, we lost our dog, Chloe. We're still kind of grieving over our loss of Chloe. 11 and a half years, she was our baby. So that's kind of like, you know, I think, and it happened the day before Thanksgiving. So Dazzle and I were still grieving about that. But it's, for me, any year now is another year I'm cancer free. You know, so for me, another year on earth, I'm just happy. You know, so I'm happy. Cancer hasn't come back. You know, it's like the longer that I'm cancer free, I guess the better chance of me staying cancer free. So I guess I would call it a good year, any year that I remain cancer free. Philippines is super rich when it comes to environmental resources and world-class tourism. It's just the system is broken. Yeah, I agree. TSA. Unfortunately, there's just the corruption, you know, not managed well. There's just a lot of greedy people up top. You know, I'm sure the top 1% makes so much money, keeps everybody else poor. You know, unfortunately, that's I don't think that's ever gonna change in the Philippines. You know, it's like it's been like that when I was living here in the 70s when I born here. It's just like it's hard. It's hard for the Philippines to get out of that cycle. You know, the cycle of corruption. And I'm sorry, Ginno. Oh, no worries. Thank you though. Thank you, Hannah. It's tough. You know, like you know, she was our baby. Chloe, our Shih Tzu, was our baby for 11 and a half years. So it's been, that's why now Dazzle and I, we try to like, we'll make extra effort to like, hey, pick each other up. You know, hey, let's do this, babe. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to Calibo. Let's go eat. You know, we're trying to keep ourselves busy. That way we're not thinking about our Chloe. Love your positive attitude, Arthur. Oh, thank you, Arthur. I remember back in the 70s, the Philippines was #1 in children's clothes. Times have changed. Yeah, Ted. My mom actually, Ted. That was my mom's business. That's why my mom was able to take me to the United States. My mom was like, she had a contract with Alpha Textiles at the time. She had like she had like over a dozen seamstress. We had a little. She had a little factory going, providing clothes in the Visoria and Baclaran. Good. My mom was a great businesswoman, so that's why she was able to build some wealth. I was able to attend a private school in Manila, and she was able to migrate to the United States. But like you said, I don't see many. I mean, you see at the you see at the palenque, like at the public market, really cheap, really cheap. I mean, really cheap clothing, that you can tell there's no brand on it or anything. A seamstress just made it, but there really isn't a lot of products anymore. Like you said, like children's clothing or any products at all that's made in the Philippines. I guess it's cheaper to buy the products from China. It's cheaper to buy the products from Thailand and Vietnam. Philippines' greatest resources are the people. Given the opportunity, Filipinos can do great things. I believe that. I believe that, Bizwax. Very hardworking, right? Filipinos are very hardworking. Filipino nurses have a reputation for not only being hardworking, but very caring people. It's like, given the opportunity, like me, I was blessed, man. I was given the opportunity to live in the United States, and I took advantage of the opportunity. I was a green card holder when I joined the military, and I joined the military because I knew it was a path for me to get United States citizenship, and I earned that by joining the military, and then I stayed the 20 years. So given the opportunity, Filipinos will thrive. I know. That's why even now, like Filipinos that come here from the Philippines, if they're coming here from the Philippines in their 20s and 30s, they go to the United States, they're gonna do good things. They know how important it is to take advantage of the opportunity, make the money, earn, save, and then eventually, hopefully, be able to go back to the Philippines. Hoping for the best for the Philippines, wishful thinking. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I've been here now, all throughout my life. I split my time in the U.S. and split my time, 50-50, 30 years there, 30 years here in the Philippines. But, I do see it, unfortunately, I do see it as wishful thinking. It's a broken system here. It's a broken system that I don't think there's a fix. I don't think it's a fix. It's just going to continue to be the way it is. Not in my lifetime. It's not going to get fixed. Filipinos are the hardest workers. So true, right? That's why so many Filipinos, domestic workers, construction, all over the world. I think that's like the Philippines' number one import. It seems like it's people. We just send so many people all across the world, working in Africa, working in the Middle East, working in Europe, working in Southeast Asia, anywhere. Filipinos will go anywhere to find work or work overseas because it just pays better than being in the Philippines. Unless you live in Manila, unless you're like well educated in Manila or work in corporate in Manila, but people here in the provinces, there really is only two options for the people here in the province. Either stick with the province life, work in a farm, work in a fishery, or try to get overseas, try to go to overseas. That's, to me, that's the only thing I've been seeing, that people that live here in the province. Love Hard on Netflix. It's a good Christmas. Love Hard. All right, Love Hard. All right, Derek. Love Hard. Let me think of it. I got a few movies now. I got a few movies now that I can look up on Netflix, because that's what mostly Dazzle and I will be doing. That's what we've been doing lately. We're I think part of our grieving, we're really not hanging out with people right now. We're just like watching movies together, like reminiscing our time with our Chloe, so. Koreans have left Panglao too. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I do not know that, Ted. I used to say that the Koreans left Boracay, and I used to say they left Boracay because I know a few of our friends that work in Boracay, scuba diving instructors. They went to Panglao, but now I didn't know that they're leaving Panglao too, man. Tourist play exploded compared. Yeah, that's the thing, That's what the Koreans were complaining about Boracay, Ted, was they couldn't make money. It's like the local officials were like bleeding them with all the taxes, permits, and all that they weren't making any money. That's why they went to Panglao in Bohol. But now you're saying they're leaving, they're getting the same treatment there. That's just unfortunate. Morning, Jane K. Salute. Don't forget your call appointment. All right, thank you. It is at 9. I'm getting there. So he might call all of a sudden and mess up our live stream. I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you for the reminder. Is the main actor on Love Heart. All right. Thank you, Bizwax. What is your opinion about Mexican system nowadays? I don't know much about Mexican system, my friend. Bizwa actor. All right. Take care, everyone. It is 9. It is 9 right now, so I'm waiting a call. I got to take the call from Mark. Mark, I think is his name. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the live stream this morning. Take care, everyone. Have a good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Bye, Hannah. Great show. God bless, Belu's. Thank you. God bless, y'all. God bless. All right. Take care, everyone. Everyone, stay blessed.